I hope you've been saving your money. This month, I'm giving away a G Pro Wireless and a G613. Check out the description to see how you can enter. What's up, guys? Enter my channel, GearedInc, where I get to share what I'm passionate about with you. To my channel, that's PC Tech, Games, and Gear. We got some tech news to go over today. I'm going to kick this off with talking about Battlefield 2042's requirements for your PC. So the requirement leaks came out recently showing what you're going to need to run this game, a game I'm personally very excited for as I love the Battlefield series. It's one of my favorite FPS shooters to play. Although, if you're going to be playing this game, you're going to need to basically dig deep in those pockets or start digging dishes to make money or whatever, because when I spec'd out the recommended build for this game, it came out to about $1,500. And that's with me, guys, putting like a 250 gigabyte solid state inside this rig. That's not what I would recommend. Obviously, I'd recommend spending a little bit more money on some of these components, a little bit faster RAM, like better optimizing this list. But I was just going for maximum savings, and it still ended up being a $1,500 system for the recommended requirements. This game is going to be 100 gigabytes, and something that was kind of weird in the minimum versus the recommended, when you compare them side by side, the minimum is actually running, like, those CPUs are technically better for gaming, the i5 6th gen and then the 3600 than the 2700X. I'm wondering if because the i7 and the 2700X have, I don't know, greater memory cache maybe that the game takes advantage of, or in the 2700X's situation, it's an 8-core 16-thread processor. So I don't know if there's better optimization for multi-core, and that's why they were doing it. But the 3600 is technically a faster CPU for gaming. So I don't know who put this together on their end, but it's kind of a weird mix of stuff. To me, that says that this game is going to be built as like a next-gen AAA title, and so a lot of people may have to be updating their rigs if they want to have a good experience overall. But before you go out and buy your computer, you may want to know that Intel looks like it's coming back in a big way. So we recently had essentially the entire Intel Arc GPU lineup leak, or at least what we know of, showing from everything from their budget options to their higher end, more competitive for enthusiasts and GPU gamers. And it's looking like Intel is going to be back in a big way. So as I've said before, guys, you may want to wait on building a new computer system if you can. There's a ton of stuff coming out at the end of this year and leading into next year. Speaking of which, chip shortages are confirmed to be a problem going into 2022. AMD's CEO Lisa Su does still believe that we are going to be able to get chips closer to the end of the year, but obviously she's very non-committal on all of this stuff because for there honestly to be a big enough increase, there would have to be a crash or major change in the crypto market, which is still the major source of GPU shortages, because GPU production this year has been massive. There's actually plenty of GPUs to meet demand for gamers. So it's not a problem of productivity, it's a problem of all of the people buying these GPUs and scalping them are essentially miners or flippers, and so that's still what's driving the majority of GPU prices to stay very high. And even with Alibaba, which for you guys who don't know is essentially kind of like the Amazon of the East, cracking down and refusing to sell like GPU rigs and mining rigs and ASICs to miners, hopefully helping with some of that demand or lessening some of that demand. We still expect to see shortages last, easily into next year, if not extending further. And to kind of wrap up our tech news today, only about 40% of people in a recent survey realized that Windows 11 is a thing. A lot of consumers have no idea that this new operating system is coming. Now, that's not shocking because Windows 10 came out during a time when you could still buy like a USB thumb drive or even a CD when it first came out. To install it, like you had to buy a code and a key, you went to a store, and most users, especially older users, still haven't fully transitioned to being comfortable with purely digital downloads. I know this because I work for a computer company and I have people still ask me, you guys carry like Windows 10 keys and USB installations and stuff like that, even though they haven't made those for like a year or two or more. So there you have it, guys. That's the tech news today that I found interesting. If you found anything interesting, feel free to comment down below. If you like this video, leave me a thumbs up. If it was terrible, leave me a thumbs down. Remember to get subscribed, hit that bell icon so you know when these videos drop next. Only a little bit of time left in my giveaway for the keyboard and mouse, so enter that if you haven't already. And as always, guys, I'm going to continue to make videos whether you watch it or not, but I'll see every single one of you next time here on GearedInc.